I've reviewed a handful of robot vacuums on this channel, but none of them are as smart and feature-packed as this one. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to DIY. My name is Reed, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Ecovacs Deebot N30 Omni. This is not only a robot vacuum, but it also is a robot mop. It's an all-in-one. These robot vacuum mops are getting smarter and smarter every year. When the robot vacuums first came out, they used to just run around and bump around and basically bump into walls and everywhere they go. And you're lucky if it even covered the whole room. If not, it maybe covered half the room 3 times before it even covered a portion of the room. This Ecovacs Deebot N30 Omni features a 10,000 Pascal suction vacuum, true edge adaptive edge mopping, 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤 2.0, hot air drying, self-emptying auto lift mop, and obstacle avoidance. In the box, you're going to get the Omni Station and the Omni Station ramp, power cord, the vacuum arm that attaches to the vacuum, and the vacuum itself. This thing comes pretty much fully assembled. All you have to do is remove it from the box and remove some of the shipping tape, and you're ready to go. Let's dive into all the features, starting with the Omni Station. At the top, it houses both clean and dirty water tanks. Just below the tanks, there's a dispenser for solid floor cleaner, which is gradually released as a cleaning agent during the mop washing process. Beneath the tanks, you'll find an access panel that leads to the dust bag. This dust bag is capable of holding up to 75 days worth of cleanings. At the very bottom is the robot's home base. This is where all the magic happens. The Omni Station doesn't just charge the 5,200 milliamp battery, it also automatically empties the dustbin.
Start charging.
Refills the robot with clean water, and then also it removes the dirty water afterwards, cleaning the mop pads as well, and even dries them at 104 degrees to prevent odors from happening. Now let's take a close look at the robot vacuum itself. On the top, it features an LDR LiDAR sensor that helps map the room, detect furniture, walls, and other obstacles. At the front, there's a True Detect 3D 3.0 smart sensor, which plays a crucial role in obstacle avoidance. This is a game changer, especially for families with kids. I pretty much just stopped using robot vacuums before this because they simply just push the toys around or they run them over. With the Deebot N30, it skillfully navigates around the obstacles using its sensors, so I no longer have to clear the entire room or at least make sure it's clean before it starts its cleaning. Nothing's worse than cleaning up before the cleaning happens. It's like cleaning up for the cleaning person. Never understood that as a kid. If all else fails, there's a bumper on the front, and if this vacuum bumps into something, it registers on the actual bumper, and then it knows where to go and move around that object. There's also a removable door on the top, which gives you access to the onboard dustbin. Although, other than the filter, you really don't need to deal with this because it auto empties. The robot has 3 buttons on the top. One for sending the robot back to the charging base, which also triggers the self-cleaning mode if you long press it. It has a power button in the middle that starts, pauses, or resumes cleaning, and a long press will also turn this vacuum on and off. And then on the right-hand side, there's a spot cleaning button, which when pressed and held enables child lock. Now that's a relief because if anyone has toddlers or babies or kids or anything like that, we all know they like to get into messes and they just like to get in trouble. And inevitably, my kids will find this vacuum and press buttons. Moving on to the bottom of the vacuum, it features a front wheel, a vacuum arm for pulling in dirt from the corners and baseboards, and then the vacuum roller itself. This is using the 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤 2.0 technology to prevent hair tangling. The roller is V-shaped, and it's a brush that has a V to it and collects dirt, and as it spins, the V-shaped teeth cut through any hair, whether it's pet or human. This is so that way it doesn't get tangled up in the brush roller. That's the worst, and thankfully with this technology, you're not going to have to deal with hair getting tangled up or anything like that. There are wheels on each side of the roller that allow the vacuum to move through thresholds of up to 20 millimeters high. A built-in sensor detects whether the vacuum is on the hardboard floor or on carpet. It'll automatically adjust the suction power accordingly. Moving on to the mopping system, it uses True Edge adaptive edge mopping, which extends the mop to clean edges and corners. This is part of the dual Osmo turbo spinning mopping system, an upgraded 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐷 Turbo 2.0 powered by a 25,000 RPM motor. This mimics the movement of a human hand. It also applies constant scrubbing pressure of 6N and rotates 200 RPM, ensuring a deep, thorough clean. I wanted to show you how well it does by going over a coffee stain here. So you can see right here, there's a coffee stain on my hardwood floor, and it's going to make a pass over top of it here in just a second. And as you can see, it takes pretty good care of making sure it's all wiped up. There it goes, it's gone. Now let's go ahead and take a quick run through of the smartphone app. All right, so here is the app. As you can see, this is like the home screen. I named it Robot Vacuum. Original, I guess. Tells you the percentage of battery life left and if it's online or offline. Hopefully it's online, right? Let's go ahead and go into the mop itself. And you can see here, it's sleeping. You can see Z, so like it's sleeping. And then you got all my rooms here. This kind of zoned it out. It already knew kind of what the rooms were. The only thing I had to split out was my kitchen and my living room. So I'm gonna slide this up here, and there's settings on the actual vacuum and then settings on the base station. So I can start it right now for auto clean. Then you have 4 settings here: cleaning mode, vacuum only, mop after vacuum, and vac and mop. So that's kind of cool. Now if I hit mop only and hit run, it only goes through and mops what's a hardwood floor. Suction power, you have standard, and then you have quiet mode, strong, and then you have max, which max is going to take a lot more battery life. And then you got water flow, so you can up the water flow. If you have a really dirty floors, you can lower it. If you clean it quite often, you can do it at the very low. I left it on medium. And right now, you can't even select it because I only have vacuum only. But then you have cleaning speed. This isn't technically a speed of the vacuum. It's how close the pattern is. So you can make it legit not overlap, like a lawnmower, or you can do a half overlap, or you can do almost a full overlap on these station settings. You can say empty dustbin, wash mop, dry mop on there, activate the solid floor cleaner if you want to. You can do that manually. It automatically does it when it goes back to the base station, but you can do it again if you wanted to. Auto empty frequency, you can have it do it more often. If it's really dirty, you can have it do it more often, or you can do it on auto. Mop auto wash, it goes back to the base station and washes the mop pad every 10 minutes. And you can do it by room as well and change the time. Hot air drying durations 2 hours. You can do it 2 hour, 3 hour, and 4 hour. And then the station light is on. And then you can also do the station self clean if you wanted to. And then you can also update firmware. Once I took it out of the box, the firmware needed to be updated. Here are my final thoughts on this robot vacuum and mop. Now, I have purchased about a handful of robot vacuums, and I think I've had one robot vacuum mop. So I've had a little bit of experience on these, not a ton, but just a little bit. Most of them are in like the $300 to $400 range that I've purchased before, and those are usually the robot vacuums. At least those don't bounce around and hit the walls and move around and not know what's going on. They at least have the LiDAR sensor so you can map out what's going on. But I have had, my first one I have had was, I can't remember the brand. It was probably either Roborock or the Roomba or whatever. But that thing just bounced around the room, and I'd be surprised if it actually cleaned the whole living room or anything like that. It just kind of moved around and ran over everything pretty much, and then got tangled up, and sometimes it got stuck underneath my table and chairs and all that. So it pretty much was useless. Now I've had some use out of this one, and it is a huge upgrade compared to what I've been using. Now this is like $600 or $700. I'll link it in the description below so you can check it out. But it's less than $1,000. And every other vacuum out there with features like this are about $1,000 or more. So this one's going to save you a lot of money. This one has a self-emptying bin, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about going there and cleaning out the bin every other time cleans or whatever it is. I can legit just leave it in my basement and let it clean the basement, all the bugs and all that around the corners. And then after like 70 days or so, or even longer, I can go down there and just replace the emptying bin. And the smartphone app is pretty good. It's got all these different features, and it lifts the mop. So the one I had, the mopping one I had, you had to legit replace the mop or put the mop in there if you wanted to mop and then take it out if you didn't want to mop. And it's just a mess, at least for the price. So if you found this video helpful, please leave me a like and feel free to ask any questions down in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for more tech reviews, home automation, home and automotive how-to videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.